can try to set it up again too.
We're live.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Oxford Town Council Committee of the Whole meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First up, we've all got a copy of the agenda in front of us. Is there any errors or omissions? So could we have someone move for approval of the agenda?
I move.
Moved by Councillor Jones, seconder.
I'll second it.
Second by Councillor McNutt. Thank you. First up, we have a proclamation. Proclamation Pride Month, June 2022. Whereas June is recognized in Canada as Pride Month, time to celebrate the contributions of persons from the 2SLGBTQ+ community and increase efforts to build awareness. And whereas the Nova Scotia Human Rights Act prohibits all forms of discrimination, including those on the grounds of sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. And whereas the strategy for belonging promotes equality, diversity, and inclusion. Whereas the town of Oxford acknowledges and celebrates the contributions of the 2SLGBTQ+ community to the social and cultural and economic well-being of all Nova Scotians. And whereas the recognition of pride is integral to fostering belonging, increasing public awareness of the 2SLGBT+ community, their contribution to community and layers of discrimination. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Greg Henley, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2022 to be Pride Month. Encourage all residents, businesses, and community groups to learn about the Pride community, to participate in the activities and celebrations, and to take the opportunity to reflect on the story of the town of Oxford and wider Nova Scotia's vibrant 2SLGBT+ community. Thank you. Okay. Next, we have the copy of the previous minutes. Any errors or omissions? The motion to approve the minutes from the May 2nd meeting. So moved by Councillor Colburn, seconder. Seconded by Councillor Black. All those in favor, raise a hand. Motion carried. New business, communications, verbal report by Linda. Linda, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. So communications, I wanted to bring this up here today just for discussion. We recently have gone through the water boil order, and we have received some constructive criticisms regarding our communications and how we get the word out regarding to make sure everyone is aware and safe. So the current communications that we go through here is our local media channels via radio and online websites that way. So I have a block of local media, and I just send it right out to them and for news media. We also have a portable bulletin board that we set out in front of Town Hall here. We have our Facebook sites as well as our website that we currently use. Now, some ideas that came out via the public, as well as some ideas that came out from other municipalities. We used to have the old town van with the megaphone. That had been suggested to go around with that. Door to door, those door knockers, you just hang them on the door knob and you go. The central bulletin boards, we could go around maybe with flyers and possibly put them up at the post office, the Sadie down at your store, Little Ring Market, a few places like that, ideas. Another one that's out, there's an app for phones, but I can't, a lot of the population that we're not reaching are not in on the internet, so I'm thinking that the apps may not be feasible. But that's just an opinion on my side there. So anyways, I just didn't know if you want to have more discussion about it or ideas or something to look into. What's your idea? The van seems to be a popular one from our history. Maybe bring it back. I don't know.
That was brought up to me during the boil order. people were asking if they had gone around with the van.
Mhm. Yes, yeah.
I can remember Councillor Colburn used to do that the water will be off. Everybody knew it was an easy fix to get that communication out for everybody seemed to hear it. Would it be possible for us to start doing that again?
We have to look into a megaphone, I think, but that's,
Well, they had an intercom system in the van, but I don't know where it went.
Pardon me?
We had an intercom system for the van, but I don't know where it went. I don't think it's around anymore.
I think I would support that idea. I think it was, I can remember before, I mean, there's people that aren't on Facebook, but if they got, I don't think you have to do it every day, but I think you initially start it. And then people can go through the avenues of checking with whoever, but we have to watch what, limited manpower and so on. And the other options means somebody has to do quite a bit of either flyer work or door to door or whatever, but I would support the PA system on the vehicle for water off or boil over or whatever.
As FMA, covered the whole town now,
Yeah,
or less.
yeah.
And everybody knows, unless somebody happens to be gone home, but word gets around some quick.
So are we saying every time there is a water main break, or just every time, heaven forbid, we have another oil?
I would say both. I'd say whenever there's water gonna be off, maybe down Lower Main Street, Pugwash Road, just go down that area. And also, if we have it, why not use it? I know other than resources, manpower is gonna be probably the issue there, so.
I'm thinking that by the time they know they got a water break, by the time they notify Heritage Gas to come and mark it off for them, they've got all kinds of time to go around and announce that water's gonna be off.
Oh,
And
do
nobody.
you have Public Works look into the cost of that, Linda?
Say that again,
I
sorry.
have Public Works looked into the cost of putting a megaphone or a microphone of some sort, a unit on one of the town vehicles?
Yes, I'll investigate that and report back.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Next on our list is information communication, and we're gonna listen to Linda again.
Yes, so in your package, this IT policy, the information communication technology usage policy, is something that came out of our auditor management letter. It was a requirement or a request that we should have. And so we have used a couple of municipalities and put one together for what we need here in Oxford. So it is in the package, and hopefully if council approves to look at that at the next council meeting. So I just wanted to put that in your package for review, and any markups to let me know, and go from there.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Anybody have any questions regarding that for Linda? Okay, we'll move on to the next item, proclamations and flag raising ceremonies policy. That's in our package. Linda, do you want to give a brief synopsis?
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. So the proclamations and flag raising ceremonies, lately we've been reviewing how other municipalities do this process, and the process of them streamlining it as a video and just putting it on our Facebook and our website, rather than doing this at a council meeting and having a picture of it there, going more socially rather than right at a council meeting, it was suggested. So we put together a policy on steps on how we could do proclamations and flag raising ceremonies. So that's in the package as well for review and consideration for council.
Anybody have any questions for Linda regarding that? Okay, next item, water service requests, 1698 Black River Road. I've got your name written beside that as well, Linda.
Yes. Your worship, so pull up the email. Anyway, this request, it's written by Shelley Madison and Darren Rogers. And originally this request was asked during the time of Carla and Mark Benjamin, when they first came across to the town. They were looking to share the cost with Shelley and Darren to hook up to the water service. Now Sharon, Shelley and Darren, they have a well service. They do not see any issues with the current state of the way the water is right now, when the water is running in the winter time, when the brine's running. So that wouldn't be an issue. I was concerned, as it is a hair shop, how much water, but she said it wouldn't bother with the hair shop at all. It's actually minimal water at a hair shop versus doing laundry. So they have a request to be part of the water service. They would like to jump in on that to be accepted by council as well with their neighbors, Carl and Mark Benjamin, so they can share that cost. So it's not all in one.
When you say share the cost, it's with the Benjamins.
With the Benjamins.
Yeah, there's no cost.
No cost for us.
You know, I would support that. I don't see any problem with that. They would also pay for their water, would they
They
not?
would pay
Yeah.
for their water.
Okay, now does that have to go through council or can we do that here, Linda?
We would have to take that to council. We can recommend approve if everyone's on board, or we can just discuss this again at the council meeting. We can give it some more thought.
Anybody have any objections to sending that to council?
No.
Okay, we'll take it to council then.
Okay, could I get a motion to recommend to council to approve this?
So move to present to council.
For approval. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councilor Colburn. All those in favor, raise a hand, please. Motion carried. Thank you all. Next up, review of policing services. Paul, I've got your name written beside that. Councilor Jones.
Or I can talk about it, Councilor Jones.
Well, yeah, I'd ask a few questions, but go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So sorry about that, Marion. So with the rising cost of RCMP, I had a couple of councilors approach me, expressing their concern of the rising costs. And it may be time to start reviewing the policing process again. So in your package, I have attached, see here on page 17, the review of the policing services. So we would need a motion from council at our next council meeting to start looking at, to council to pass a resolution to conduct a review and to set a terms of reference. It would be the first step to review, looking at all our options for policing here in Oxford. So the costs are rising for years, and it is our largest bill that we have. And I'll leave that there on the floor for anyone to discuss or consider or thoughts.
So what are you looking for tonight? Just to bring it to council or?
Yes, to consider bringing this to council, unless everybody's on board, just to bring it to council to make that motion at the council meeting.
I move that we bring it to the next council meeting for review.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Seconder by Councilor Black. All those in favor of bringing this to the next council, raise a hand. Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next on the list is Cumberland Business Connector Contract and AGM Invitation. Linda.
Thank you, Risha. So for Cumberland Business Connector, a lot of people question what is that? It seems to be the question is what is the Cumberland Business Connector? And so the Cumberland Business Connector is a joint effort between the town of Amherst, the county of Cumberland, and the town of Oxford has supported as well. And it had started back in 2015 or 16, roughly about that time. This is a business-led nonprofit organization, and they support business community and that's actively pursuing development initiatives across the region, from Amherst right through Wentworth, Advocate, Malagash, everywhere in between. Their role is to actively listen to businesses, bring their voice, help them remove and navigate any barriers, connecting them to services, tools, and resources that they need to be successful. There's a wide variety of programs that's put on for free, and they would bring these to Oxford, and they had in the past, pre-COVID, and also when we had Ruthie in play, but they would currently be working with our Economic Development Committee that we have formed. What they would be looking at is business startup support, business development support, business accelerator program, business development tools and resource hub, Northern Connecting Program, which is a networking program, the Mind Your Business Workshop Series, that was a big hit here in Oxford, and the Youth Internship Program as well. A few of our Oxford students took advantage of that as well. So this year we are now up for renewal of a contract with the Cumberland Business Connector. And Mayor Henley, if you want to jump in, I know you're part of this meeting here as well. So out of the contract, I'm just going to mention a few things that has changed out of the contract. So the first thing is the cost. Out of our previous contract, at the time, the cost of operating was $180,000. Now it's up to $197,000. That's for all of us to put in together. Oxford's share back then was $10,000. Now they're looking at bringing it to $10,960. So it's a difference of another $960 with the increase of CPI each year. Before there was no CPI added, it was $180,000 straight across the board for 5 years. So that is one thing to change. One thing to be changed in the draft that you have in your package, you'll notice that this agreement shall be for 5 years. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mayor Henley, but we thought possibility of making that just for 3 years rather than 5.
You're correct. They're looking at 3 years instead of 5, just to see what the economic outlook is like 3 years down the road. We don't want to be locked in for 5 years.
Yes. The other thing is, it was noted that we need more reporting to council, especially when there's a turnover in council too. There's a lot of question as to what does the Cumberland Business Connector do, and we're always given a description of what they do. So we need more publication as to what's going on with them and how are they bringing more economic development into our areas and then nice rural areas like this, Oxford. So they're looking to do that, and they plan to report more often. So they added a whole section in there in our package regarding how they're going to report, and also meet quarterly with our committee as well, and present to them as to where we are and our successes or what they would like to try, things like that. So I want to present this is something that we're actually going to meet tomorrow, Mayor Henley and I, with the group, and to talk about this further, but we want to bring it to council because it is a budget cost. I believe it's in the budget. Those are the changes from our previous 5-year term that we're looking at doing that I just mentioned here tonight. So just looking for thoughts or feelings, or if we're all good.
Just a question, do they have a report card record of what actually they've done in the last 6 years? Because they've been essentially in business since 2015, or do they have any references of companies that have used them and say this was a great added service and so on, because it
Like testimonies?
yeah, testimonials, that's a good, yes. I mean, I would be very interested because it's similar to another organization when I was on council before, and I don't think we got our value before. Now, this one could be different, but I'd like to see a track record if I could, please.
I think they put out something last year that might have been one of the packages we got that sort of detailed what they had done, particularly in each sector. The municipality of Cumberland, Amherst, and Oxford each had a little section of different projects they had worked on and what had been done for each of those areas. So we'll see if we can get that copy of that tomorrow when we're talking to them.
I can probably get something and just send that out to council. Yes.
Yeah,
I think they have their AGM reports that they do as well, and that lot that's in there. And that's the other item I want to talk about in this section. There is an AGM, which we've been invited to for any council to attend. And I have that right here. It's in your package. I think it's around the 23rd of June. Oh, here it is here, June 23rd. It will be at, it's in Fox Harbor, actually. Yes. It's at 6:30 p.m. and we need to RSVP for anyone that wants to attend by June 15th. So you can learn a lot from that as well, at that meeting as well.
Okay, anybody have any questions or comments? Well, we'll try to get you a breakdown of what they've accomplished, so we'll try to find that tomorrow and have it sent out to the counselors, Linda.
Yes, I'll get that
Reports to town departments, public works.
Oh, we missed 5.7, your worship.
Oh, you're right, 5.7, garbage issues at the gazebo and ball field, update.
So I was talking with Public Works here today, so we've updated, our gazebo has 2 large garbage cans, the ball field now has 3. The tennis courts now has 1, there's 2 at the skateboard park, and we have 1 at the trailhead right now. Things seem to be better, other than we had some issues down at the ballpark, with some garbage there, and but we feel with the more garbage cans that are down there, plus they pick up the garbage every Friday, and if they do see them overflowing, they do pick it up along the way as well. But especially at the gazebo, things are settling, and there's not as much as there was previous. So that's our report card on that.
Excellent, thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Now we'll go to 6.1, Public Works report. Anybody have any questions for the Public Works Department or people in the Public Works? Okay, you don't have anything to add to the Public Works, do you, Linda?
No, they had quite a list. It was a very busy month. I noticed they didn't mention the boil order. That kept them busy as well. There was some training going on with that boil order as well, down there at chlorine pumps there, but the chlorine building. But that's the only thing I know that's not in the report.
I just have a couple.
Go ahead.
Did they mention any idea when they're gonna start getting asphalt instead of coal mix to patch these holes?
Not yet.
And also, the 2 fire hydrants that have been out of commission since months. What is the schedule to get those repaired? One at the medical center, one over the family.
Yeah, I think that is actually in process of getting part. We have one of our, Ronnie was looking at it, and he's quite knowledgeable in it. And they had to get a couple of parts for it, but they were also kind of waiting a little bit on the budget, but we're good with, going ahead to get that, so. It's on our agenda.
Excellent, thank you. Anything else regarding Public Works? Okay, we'll move on to Fire Department report submitted by Crewman. That's in your package as well. Anybody have any comments or questions regarding that?
I could mention a couple of things. I noted in the report, thank you, Richard, trucks 4 and 5 did pass inspection. They did a dry back test, performed on all the trucks that need new valves. Truck 5 would not pass that as the master drain is leaking badly and cannot be fixed, just as a note. Also, they have their 2 annual horse pulls coming up on June 18th. And we'll follow up next month with a report about their horse pulls. So just want to put a little plug in there for that.
Okay, good, thank you. Next up, Administration Department report submitted by Linda Clooney, CAO. Anybody have any questions regarding that report?
It's been a busy month. We had our intern taxes were sent out. A lot of budget work was done this month, as well as our audit. We're hoping to meet our goal of June 30th. I haven't approved our audit all the time, so we're both audited. So
That's
we're
excellent.
excited about that. That's going to be an achievement.
I wasn't aware that they were done before September, so that's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
Yeah. If there's nothing else for Linda, we'll move on to the solid waste management report. That was submitted in your
Motion
packet.
to accept those reports.
Pardon me?
We get a motion to accept those reports.
Oh,
as
right,
presented.
sorry. Moved by Counselor Jones, I'm assuming, to approve those reports. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Seconded by, I think it was Counselor McNutt. Yep. All those in favor, raise a hand, please. Motion carried. Thank you. Reports of committees and boards. Solid waste report submitted by Brenda Ruo. Anybody have any questions regarding that, or we just accept it as it is?
I can make a couple of notes on it as well.
Okay.
We want to promote that the solid waste hotline is very popular. They received all over between Amherst County and Oxford 420 calls. So that is really good. People are calling, asking questions, where to put their garbage and how to recycle. Education about sorting. They've been visiting Public Housing Authority to review with them. So that's really good. Their staff had participated in the Oxford Farm Day Safety, where they saw over 300 grade 4 students from 12 schools in Cumberland County. So that was a success as well. Earth Day, they worked with the planning and promoting of Earth Day events, and that included the county, the towns of Amherst and Oxford. And also, just to make note, solid waste collection contractor are currently looking at that right now, as theirs expire March 31st, 2023 between Amherst and the county. So just to point that out as well. Everything on the, that I noticed.
Okay. Anything else regarding solid waste management? We'll move on to recreation. I got verbal report from Councilor McNutt. Go ahead, Councilor McNutt.
Well, we have a contract employee starting July 4th, I think we decided. The summer student job is out as well, and that ends July 12th.
No,
Or
10th,
sorry,
this
June
Friday.
10th, sorry, June 10th. So we'll have 2 people for the summer. And soccer is a go. This Thursday is the early sign up at the field. And we're starting planning a Canada Day, kind of a kid festivities at the ball field on Canada Day, of course. I think that's it.
Excellent, thank you. Accessibility advisory report from Linda.
Thank you. Yes, so recently on Thursday, we held a accessibility expo, which was a success. We got to introduce our survey because we're capturing everyone's input to make the town of Oxford more accessible. So this survey is available online. It's on our Facebook page as well as our website, I believe, yes. And so we received really great response from the public so far, and we're looking forward for more. So we need everyone's input we're inviting everyone to participate in this survey. It is involving the town of Oxford and how accessible we are and where we need to be, and to get things where we need to be in the future.
Thank you, Linda. Do we have a motion to accept those 3 reports? Okay, moved by Councilor Jones. Seconder. Second by Councilor Colburn. All those in favor, raise a hand. Motion carried. Thank you, everybody. Now, consideration of correspondence, the NSFM survey. They're encouraging all counselors across the land to sort of read this, do a bit of homework, and take a look at it and respond just for changes to the MGA. So I just wanted to point that out and ask that everybody, if they can get a few minutes to read that through, it's in your package, and do some. Go ahead.
Well, so the goal is to receive 1 response from all of us. So if you guys can take a look at the questions, there's 20 questions. we want to put in a municipal response from the town of Oxford to submit to the chart of our 49 municipalities
Yep.
to give consideration regarding the support of service exchange renegotiation with the MGA. So the first section focuses on service exchange, the second section focuses on the MGA, and the third section focuses on municipal revenue. So, and there's also, the survey ends with questions about special considerations that our municipal unit requires in any final comments. So it's a good time for us to put in a voice. This is due by June 13th, so I'm asking if everyone can give it to me by, I'd say June 11th, or actually Friday is June 10th. So by Friday, just any input I could get, so I can put one together from all of us, rather than everyone's going in on the link. We'll put one in together from the town of Oxford.
So we've all got homework. We have to hand it in to Miss Coloni.
Thank you.
Next up, Nova Scotia Housing Needs Assessment, DMA, Municipal Affairs and Housing. Again, do you want to speak to that, Linda?
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. So this here, as you know, the Nova Scotia Housing Needs Assessment, Nova Scotia is in the midst of a housing crisis. And as government, we're committed to solutions, and we need data and information to help guide future housing policy programs and initiatives. The purpose of the survey is going to indicate the number and type of housing needed in communities across the province to meet demand now and in the future. It is expected that this assessment will be complete by February 2023. There's going to be a project where many opportunities for the public, the communities, businesses, universities, colleges, municipalities, and other groups to provide their input into the needs assessment. So for municipal, it's going to be early this summer. The sessions will focus on understanding the key issues relating to housing in every municipality. The sessions will take place in September, October, and are expected to be about 90 minutes in length. They're inviting the CAO, a couple of key municipal staff members, as well as all of council to participate in this session. Then for the public, we're looking for a public survey, and this will be launching. This is going to be a primary tool for engaging directly with the general public. So we're going to put that out there to via probably our Facebook as well as our website. Also, there's going to be paper copies available at our local library, starting early summer to early fall. So we'll make an announcement when that is available for the public to take part in that. So we could really use your input. It's regarding the housing issues that we have here in Nova Scotia, especially in our community.
Excellent. Thank you, Linda. Anybody have any questions for Linda regarding that? Okay. Move on to the next item, expanded hours at the transfer site. We've got a letter from one of our citizens basically outlining the fact that the transfer station had been open Thursday evenings for a number of years prior. And since it's only running basically 3 days a week, and if you want to get away on the weekend and you're working out of town Thursday and Friday, you don't get a chance to make use of it. We were wondering if we could change the hours on Thursday to 12 till 8 o'clock in the evening, so anybody working outside of town has a chance to get there and drop their stuff off, as opposed to holding on to it for an extra week. I don't remember when it used to be open in the evening, but I'm sure it was at one time. Anybody have any questions, comments, etc.?
This would only be during the summer months, I'm assuming.
Only for the summer months, yes. Wouldn't
I
change
think
the
it's a
hours.
good idea. I don't know if it needs to be open till 8 o'clock, but certainly past, what time does it close now, 5?
4:30,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, certainly at least till 7 or something.
Anybody have any other comments, questions? Do we have to make a motion, or can we just direct Public Works to do that, Linda?
Hey, Your Worship.
Yes, go ahead.
After what hour, Linda, do we have to start paying overtime?
Well, I think he suggested that
He
we,
says you can change the hours, but you can only
Yeah.
start at a certain time, you have to finish by a certain time before you get into overtime.
So that needs to be reviewed, that language, yeah.
So years ago, we did it before and we never had any problems with that. It was open, I believe it was Friday nights. Maybe it was Thursday. I'm not sure.
did it open, did it
Well,
open?
until 8, and as
Yeah.
long as they work for 40 hours a week, we don't have to pay them overtime.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. I mean, sometimes it's inconvenient for me as well on Saturdays to get there if I have to work Saturdays, so. Anyway,
Depending on the union language, regarding that, we can take this to council meeting next.
I think that honestly, that's an operational thing that council
So
doesn't.
we don't,
If-
go ahead,
Yeah,
go for it, okay.
Yep.
Direction, that's all, that's good.
Good.
I'll update the email.
excellent. That is everything on our agenda, folks. Don't forget, we have a meeting on Thursday night, 6 o'clock, regarding the budget. Just need a motion for adjournment now.
I'll move, your worship.
Well done, Counselor Jones. Moved by Counselor Jones. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.